In this video, we're playing the map that is the future of Geoguessr. This map, Geoguessr in 2069, includes almost every country in the world with various street views and photospheres to simulate what Geoguessr will look like when all the countries are included. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Geoguessr YouTube channel, and I'm excited to try this map. I saw Zigzag post a video about it today. It's Geoguessr in 2069. Ever wondered what it would look like if every country in the world had Street View and car meta didn't exist? Look no further. 1,007 photosphere locations in 186 countries, 15 territories. Every location is meant to simulate Street View. So I'm going to try this. The average score is very low. And if you can look at my score in my test round, oh boy, it is not very good. So this is going to be, we're going to be in for a treat. This video is going to be super fun. And I'm going to make this a challenge link so you guys can play along with me. They said no NMPZ. I'm going to play NMPZ. My trial game wasn't, and I still did really bad. So that just shows you how tough this map might be. But we're going to invite some friends. We're going to copy this link. We're going to go over here, we're going to paste it. We're also going to make sure that my Unity script is not turned on for this game, just in case it tries to pull any satellite shenanigans, and we are ready to go. But before we hit start, a reminder to hit subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 200 subscribers. Guys, we're so close. We're only like 40 subs away, so hit that button if you're watching these videos and you haven't already, and you enjoy my content, because there's a lot more videos where this one comes from. Alright, without further ado, let's just go in. That's a minute and a half intro to this map. We don't need that much. Let's go. Okay, Unity script's still there, but it's not pulling any satellite shenanigans, so NMPZ, off we go. And right away, this is extremely difficult. Can I see what that says? No, it's way too pixelated. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay. So, if I was well, see, we can see the author here. I think there's a way to turn that off, but honestly, I'm not that good a player. I mean, I'm good, but I'm not pro-level good, so I might need these authors. So, Azar Novrusov. That sounds like Eastern European or even somewhere in here. Could I see this being something like Eastern European? I mean, maybe. This is a pretty crazy location. So, what did I first think? Well, I thought this, kind of resembled Greece. In a strange way, with this dirt road, this kind of dry shrubbery and rolling hills. I thought maybe somewhere like Greece. I also had a brief thought of South America. But Greece, I think, is not that bad. This person's name is Azar, which makes me think it might be something more like over here. I mean, could this, something on the same latitude as Greece? Somewhere in Turkey, maybe? It sounds almost like a Russian name, so I'd say somewhere in here could also be likely. Wow. First round is proven to be very, very difficult, but we're just going to send, I think we'll send Greece. Maybe it's a tourist, I don't know, but I also had a weird South American vibe, but I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it's something like Greece, and we're just going to see what happens. Wow, look at that latitude. You know what, if I had decided to go in the Caucasus, like I said, I think I would have got a really, really good score, because that latitude is perfect. My region guess, I think, is pretty good for my first round. I'm actually really excited about that guess, so let's move on to the next round. Wow. I'm shocked at myself. I guess it did kind of look like Greece. The latitude is identical. And we get sent into a forest in the middle of nowhere. But what I'm noticing, I think, are those banana trees on the right. Where do they grow bananas? Those might not even be banana trees, but they look similar to banana trees that I've seen before. So, we got some tires on the side of the road. That feels kind of like a South American thing, right? These trees are very interesting. They don't look super familiar to me, but I could see this being like Colombia. Ingrid Viviana Zambrano Leon. That sounds very Latin American as well. I know Zambrano. I know of people with the last name Zambrano who come from Colombia and various parts of Latin America. I think Colombia's not a bad guess here with these. I don't know. I just have a feeling, you know? I feel like I've seen a round that looks similar to this in, some Colombia or Philippines toss-ups or something. So I don't know where they would grow them in Colombia. I'm just going to guess somewhere here near Bogota. And I think we're going to go for it. You know, I'm actually pretty happy with this guess. This could be up near Mexico. It could be down here somewhere, but I'm pretty confident, so let's send it. It was Ecuador. So look at that. I mean, again, not a great score. 24-28 is not that great, but I got the right region of the world kind of 2 times in a row, right? So I'm pretty pumped about that. Let's move on to the next seed, and we get Alto. Okay, I'm thinking this is probably, this has to be Central America, right? Because South America uses pare. It could be Central America, or it could be somewhere in the Caribbean. I could be a loser and click here, but no, I'm going to commit to a country. So what do we see around here? Okay, well, let's look. You can't really read that sign. At least my monitor's resolution is not good enough for that. I'm trying to see if I can see an electricity counter or something that reminds me of Mexico or Latin America. We see a lot of concrete architecture. We see some big hills in the background. Arturo Ramirez is not exactly, you know, an uncommon name in Latin America. It doesn't really narrow it down much. Interesting. Okay. So after looking at this for a bit, I'm trying to figure out where the sun might be. I think it's over here to the south. So I think I'm pretty confident that it's like, it could be Mexico. It could be Caribbean. But I think my gut is lying maybe either like Dominican Republic or Mexico. And if it's Mexico, though, I don't think it's this part of Mexico. It would be... Man, it feels so green for Mexico, though. No, I'm going to go a little further south. I'm going to go somewhere in, like, Nicaragua. It's kind of like a hedge between all of them, if that makes sense. So, I think I'm going to guess in Nicaragua. It looks very nice. Or maybe Costa Rica, near San Jose. Something like that. That way I kind of get some Mexico. I kind of get some Dominican Republic points. And we're just going to see where it is. Oh! Almost a 5K. It was San Jose. I know San Jose is like, I don't want to say fairly wealthy, but Costa Rica frequently scores very high in safety, very high in happiness. So I figured I saw this. It looked like a very nice community to me. I don't know if that's insensitive or completely incorrect, but that's what led me to Costa Rica over something like Nicaragua. So I guess the right city on this map. Very pumped about that. Let's move on. Our score, I think, is already higher than the average score of this map, guys. Like, you can't be upset with that, right? Now, this one looks a bit tougher, so... Ooh, this is interesting. So, NMPZ, of course, it looks like the sun is probably in the south. I mean, if you look at the shadows of the trees, they're facing north. So, the sun, I think, is in the south. I assume that the compass is correct on this map, though I didn't check that. But with these tall trees, you know, what's kind of strange is it made me feel... like this area, BC, Washington, Oregon, something like that. The name is Margus. That doesn't really help. You know, when I first dropped in, I had a bit of a weird Finnish vibe, but I don't agree with that anymore. I don't think these trees would ever be found there. I feel like they're found in more warm climates, and, you know, this could be something like Japan, maybe. It could be something over here in Asia, but I had a very North American feeling about this round. The trees themselves didn't necessarily feel North American, but this is where my vibe took me, and I'm already above the average score for this map. I don't think I'm going to go Canada here, actually. I think I'm going to go somewhere in, like, Washington or Oregon, maybe near Idaho, somewhere in between here, kind of hedge. We're kind of in the forest in the middle of nowhere, but yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with this, and I'm going to send it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm happy with my score already. Yeah, I was wrong. Okay, so my Finnish vibe was definitely a little bit better, as it was Estonia. I didn't think you'd get trees that tall. I guess them being skinny makes a bit of sense. As we look around, am I getting Estonia if I even look around? No. I'm probably guessing in the same spot, but someone who's more knowledgeable about trees than I will be able to tell me that trees like this, forests like this, are not found in the Pacific Northwest. I just know I associate very tall trees with the Pacific Northwest, but clearly I haven't seen them in Estonia. That's my bad. I messed that one up. The score is kind of ruined from that, but at the same time, I can't be upset with my guess, and we're going to move on to the last round. Oh boy, right away. I mean, yeah, I saw the author, but I mean, look at this landscape, look at the road, look at the houses. This screams like oil money, basically, right? So I'm thinking this is maybe something like Kuwait. This is maybe something like Qatar. This is something like Bahrain. Maybe even Saudi Arabia has a lot of very wealthy neighborhoods, very wealthy cities due to oil. So I'm thinking it's one of those. I'm thinking somewhere here in the Middle East. I think Kuwait is a nice hedge, although, because I could see this maybe being somewhere near Damascus, though I don't think the architecture fits that well because Damascus is such an old city. Nah, I kind of disagree with that statement, actually. I think it's more modern based on the architecture. I think it's something over here like UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, or Saudi Arabia. So I think guessing Bahrain here is probably my best bet, strangely enough. I don't think it is, because I think it's a little too rural to be that. Maybe somewhere in rural Qatar is a bit better. I mean, rural. It still is definitely a city, but maybe on the outskirts of, like, Doha or something like that, as Doha is, like, the only real major city in Qatar. So I'm going to guess on the outskirts of Doha, because that hedges for the UAE, it hedges for Kuwait, it hedges a bit for Saudi Arabia. And, yeah, I'm pretty confident with this guess. Could it be somewhere else? Could it be somewhere like Northern Africa? Yeah, absolutely. But this is where my vibe took me, and I'm going to roll with it. Northern Africa it was. That was Tripoli in Libya. Wow, what an awesome round that was. Okay, look at this housing. This is so cool. I'm never guessing Libya on this round ever. This is an incredible, incredible photosphere. Even if I had this full 360 view, I don't think I'm guessing it. I am super impressed with this. Captured February 2022. Look at that architecture. Now, Libya, not exactly the safest country to travel to, not exactly the easiest country to get into, but boy, is this, like, this is really beautiful. I really like these houses. All right, so that ends off the first game. A final score of 8,842. You know, I think my region guesses and at least latitude guesses were not that bad. My worst guess, of course, being Pacific Northwest on Estonia, even though I said it had a bit of a Finnish vibe. But my latitude guess for Greece, I should have probably gone to the Caucasus with the name Azad. Very Azerbaijani name, probably. And then my Middle East guess on Libya, I'm not that upset with it. All the same, I think 88-42. I'm pretty sure that's above average for the map. So that was a lot of fun. Let's do one more. And off we go in the second seed of the game, and we're greeted by a beautiful sight, beautiful snowy mountainside. The author is Pavle Konstantinov, a very, very Russian or Eastern European sounding name, something like Bulgaria, Ukraine, or Russia. And if this is Russia, probably isn't going to go great, but at the same time, I'm looking at this round, I'm looking at the architecture of the house in front of me, and I don't know why, but I'm getting a bit of a Bulgarian vibe. This road, this house with this sort of red shingled roof, reminds me a bit of Bulgaria. And all the same, this could very, very well be Russia. I'm really not that good at Russia. In fact, it's probably one of my weakest countries overall on GeoGuessr. Even with such specific metas like Vladivostok and Sakhalin. I know roughly what they look like, but I can't region guess Russia at all. But Bulgaria, I feel like, feels pretty okay, like somewhere here in the mountains of Bulgaria, rural, beautiful landscape, green, snow. I know there's some snow coverage in Bulgaria on official Google Street View. Of course, this is not it, but the name would match. And even if it isn't Bulgaria, it's probably somewhere in Russia, and I'm just as well guessing somewhere random in Bulgaria than I am somewhere random in Russia, because there's no way I'll be able to region guess this. So I think Bulgaria is a safe send, somewhere here in the mountains, and we're going to go for it. It wasn't Bulgaria. That was North Macedonia. So that's actually not a bad guess. I guessed in the right region. I definitely felt like a Bulgarian landscape. And let me look at that one more time. North Macedonia. What a beautiful round here. Let's take a look. Would this have helped me at all? Maybe the language would help a little bit. I'm not really sure. Maybe there's a distinct way to tell North Macedonian from Bulgarian. But I think Bulgaria is a safe guess here. Maybe this architecture here isn't so Bulgarian, but I don't believe that was in the picture. No, it was not. So, yeah, pretty good guess on the first one. Let's move on to the next round here. And, oh my, this is beautiful. Okay, we're in the middle of like a mountain pass. This is fantastic. Gosh, I wish I could move around right now because I have no idea where this is. That's my big problem. This is the first round where I genuinely just feel lost. It's by Vanta Black, which doesn't give me any hint at all, which arguably might make this better if you're one of the people that really doesn't like looking at the author, but I told you, I don't care. I don't care if people are upset I use the author. I'm using whatever advantage I have. I'm not that good at this game. Let's take a look around, and let's just absorb everything. These trees are very, very green, but the mountainsides are not. This gate, this kind of wooden little red shack, I'm trying to, like, piece these things together. I really, really wish I could turn around right now. But I don't think I can. Okay, what are the possibilities that are coming to my mind? What's crazy is that so many countries are coming to mind right now. Like, part of me thought, like, I don't know if there's anywhere in Mexico that looks like this. I mean, there maybe isn't, but, like, somewhere in here, I have no idea. For some reason, I thought about Mexico. I didn't really think of anywhere in South America. I suppose Colombia is not... I don't think Colombia is. Like, these mountainsides don't feel right. This could be something over here, like Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan. Not Turkmenistan, probably. But, like, I mean... But at the same time, you don't really see these kind of trees, I guess. And I think these are these birches? And then, like, these kind of hills are very, very distinctive. Like, sharp, jagged, and, like, very, very steep. Alright. Well, where do I want to go? I don't want to waste too much time in this video. I feel like Central Europe is really, really not a bad guess. The sun slightly appears to the south, but it's really hard to tell without moving. Does the architecture feel Southern European? You know what's strange? I also got a slight Norwegian vibe just from this little red hut here. But these don't feel like Norwegian hills. This road just can't possibly be it. Actually, now that I look at this, it looks like it's a paved over cobblestone road. It looks like it used to be a cobblestone road, which is very interesting, which makes me more think somewhere in like the old Roman Empire or something. Something down here. Romania, maybe. Alright, guys, I really, really don't know. I think I'm going to settle on Romania. I don't know if the hills get this high at all in Romania. Somewhere up here, maybe. To be completely honest, I don't like my guess at all, but I just don't have a vibe for this round. I've said, like, I think I'm going to get the continent wrong. This could easily be Asia. This could easily be Europe. It could be South America. Heck, this could even be the USA. Although, I don't know. I mean, with the cobblestone street, it really, really could be. I didn't even think of the USA. No, I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going to send it in Romania, and I'm going to close my eyes as I wait the score. Okay. So I was roughly right. That was Kyrgyzstan near Osh. So, I mean, I'm right in the sense that it's one of the, like, 30,000 places I mentioned, which is nice, and, it looks like it's gone. It looks like it's, the street view there is completely gone, which is a bit of a shame, and I can't, nope. Maybe can I click on one of these two? Will that help me? No. Oh, yep. Wow, look how lush and green it is here. This is just kind of in the woods here. Near Osh. Very, very green. I didn't know Kyrgyzstan got that green down here. Right in the mountains. Very, very cool round. I should have went there. I mean, obviously. But I wanted to do more of a hedge at the same time. Because I didn't want to get, completely destroyed. So I'm not that upset with my guess. Again, not a great region guess. Romania probably doesn't fit at all for that round. But hey, what can you do? You can't blame me. This is a hard, hard map. Alright, on to the third last round of the video. And this is very interesting. Okay, so we got this red post. It's like black bin over here. And as I look around, dirt road. Yeah, so there's a few things. Let me look at this post. I don't know who would use that post. So there's a few places that are immediately coming to mind. Canada, USA, Finland, Sweden. I think it's one of those. The question is which one. I really don't know. Like, looking at this dirt road, I feel like Canada is not that bad a guess. However, I play a lot of Canada maps. Though I could see this fitting in Canada, especially just a random photosphere. JS Finn Oder Eric. Well, then maybe it could be Finland. Eric is more of a Swedish name, is it not? But Oder, Finn Oder Eric. Maybe it's a Finnish guy named Eric, or maybe his name is Finn. I don't know. But again, I said Canada, Sweden, Finland. These trees here are giving me a weird vibe. These like brown spots in the trees. I know that sounds so strange, and I don't know anything about trees, but something doesn't feel right. It's not really a tree I've seen a whole lot in Canada maps. It could be one. But I think Finland has got to be my guess here. Just somewhere in Finland. Dirt road makes a lot of sense for Finland. And I didn't even look at the author, the Finn Oder Eric. Finland, Sweden, maybe a hedge between the two. I think that could be pretty good. I don't think it's a bad guess, so let's region guess it and pray that we're right. It was Denmark. Wow, okay. Wow, where were we? Sunderby, on a little island off the west coast of Denmark. That is fascinating. I love this map, guys. If this is what Geoguessr looks like in 2069, count me in, because I would love to play more rounds like this. Like, this is a kind of Denmark round I guess you don't usually see. I mean, this architecture on this house, I guess, maybe is that more Danish than Finnish? I'm not really sure. I did see the house. But like a dirt road kind of in the middle of nowhere. I mean, when you look at this round, I guess it is flat, but it doesn't really feel flat. It feels like there's kind of a lot of hills around, and there kind of are in this little part of Denmark, I suppose. So, very, very interesting location. Yeah, never would have seen that in regular Google Street View. But we're going to move on to the second last round of the video. We're approaching 20 minutes. Okay, we can read some stuff. This says international. Lane 1 and 9, drop off and pick up only. Recycle. This is an English-speaking country. Oh my. Oh, we have a flag. I don't know if that was intended. We have two flags. This one is not one of them. This flag here, this flag here. Okay, I was going to say the black and white edges of the road with this lush green and these black and white striped poles reminded me of Malaysia. And so that's where I was thinking at first. Just like lush, like very like South Pacific feel. But these flags, know your flags, people. Go study your flags. Watch my flag quiz video if you don't know them. But this has to just be Brunei. That's the Brunei flag. We must be in Bandar Seri Begawan. And we're going to take a look to find the Brunei International Airport. So this says drop-offs only. We're heading kind of southeast. I mean, this looks like a roundabout. I mean, could we actually just straight up be here? I mean, it's possible. It's possible that we're just at the Brunei International Airport. Bandar Seri Begawan's really the only major city. Kuala Belait has a few people. And like there's a few along the coast, but of course as you get in, there's really not much down here. It's reserves. But Brunei's a very interesting country to get, very, very wealthy country where a lot of royalty live, at least I think Malaysian royalty, or people of, not Malaysian royalty, but Brunei royalty, and it's a very rich country because of that, but yeah, I think we're just at the Brunei International Airport. I don't know if my guess makes a ton of sense, but we're going to go for it, and we're going to see. It makes, oh, it's the International School of Brunei. I saw pickup and drop off and international, and I think it's pretty fair that my mind went to International Airport. I'm sure your guys did too. But I knew the map didn't look exactly perfectly right, but we were at the International School of Brunei, which is, I guess, why we saw so much English. But again, that could also happen at the airport, and a lot of English is used in Brunei as far as I know. So very, very interesting. 4977. That's the second time in this video we got a city correct. As we move on to the final round, which gives an incredibly Soviet vibe to me. I said Soviet, but I'm starting to wonder if this is like... Ooh. I feel like this is Central Asia again. Because this archway feels almost more Chinese or like Eastern Asian than it does Soviet. Which makes me wonder, could this be like Mongolia? Could this be Kazakhstan? I mean, obviously, Mongolia is their completely own culture, but it reminds me a bit of Soviet architecture, like concrete. The author is Li Dalian. This is going to be a tough round. Because when I first saw the round, I thought, ooh, this reminds me of Kyrgyzstan. And it could very well be like Almaty or Astana, somewhere in Kazakhstan. Or Turkmenistan, and probably not Turkmenistan. I thought Central Asia, I thought here, I thought Kyrgyzstan. That was my immediate reaction upon seeing this, but the more I look at it, the more I think, I mean, Kyrgyzstan would make sense for China because like Urumqi is the biggest city in this part of China. It's basically, it's extremely isolated. It's the only like big city in like this whole like western half of China, and it's very European inspired, I believe, if I'm thinking of Urumqi in the correct way. There's a few cities in China that are very interesting that way. So I'm thinking that that's not a bad guess. I mean, even guessing there is not horrible. Well, it kind of is because it's very, very, very urban and China has so many people. So maybe like a weird Kazakhstan guess, the kind of a rural Kazakhstan guess on the east side. That way I kind of hedge for Mongolia, I kind of hedge for Central Asia, and I also hedge a bit for China or even Russia if it's Russia. And I don't mind Kazakhstan as a guess on the whole, because they're their own culture. This could very well be Kazakh architecture. I really don't know, but I think that's a solid guess. Eastern Kazakhstan is what I'm going to send for the final round of the video. And let's take a look. It was just China. So, yeah. Wow, I should have gone with my gut was not China. I did go with my gut. I went with my gut of Central Asia, but I did mention China because I knew something felt wrong, but that's very interesting. So we were in... Can I zoom in? Oh man, okay, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff around here. Sisai Residential District, I guess, in China. Very, very interesting. China is such a big place with so many people. It's fascinating. And that's a good score. 11,772 is much better than the last round, much better than the average on this map. And just think, if I had gone China, somewhere near Beijing, this would have been like 15k, which would have been much better than like most of the scores, I guess, on this map. But hey, I had a ton of fun, and I hope you guys did too. And if you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the Geoguessr YouTube channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this bit of a play along on this new map. Thank you to Zigzag, who, by the way, I saw play this earlier, and I thought I need to try this map. So shout out to him. Amazing channel. Of course, I'm sure you guys all know him. But that'll do it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one.